Hello everyone, welcome again to our YouTube channel IELTS by Neil. Today we will evaluate an IELTS essay and we will see what are the things which we have to and which we don't have to do in our IELTS essay. And at the end, we will try to predict the band score that a student will get. So I'm going to take an example of the writing from one of my students. All right, so let's begin today's video. These are our writing parameters, on which they will give you the scores. The first one is coherence and cohesion. Second one is task achievement. And the third one is grammatical range. And fourth one is lexical resource. So in coherence and cohesion, they will check your structure. They will check your linking words. Okay. And task achievement, they will check have you covered all the parts of questions or not, and of course your word limit. Okay, and grammatical range, of course they will check your grammar in that. Okay, the sentence structure and all. And in lexical resource, they will check for the vocabulary. Okay, that have you used the wide range of vocabulary, or have you used some good words according to the topic or not, right? So we will look into all these four parameters. Okay, and we will see how the students have done. So first of all, let's have a look at the question. So this is the question that was given to the student, which is the rising level of traffic congestion in many big cities around the world can cause a decline in the quality of life in cities. So means traffic congestions means bad traffic, when there's a lot of heavy traffic in the cities can decrease the quality of life in that city. Okay, now this is just the question statement. Okay, they have not asked question yet. Now the first question is, what do you think are the causes of this problem? Now this is the first question, and what measures could be taken? So as you can see, there are two questions here, and first one is asking for the problems, second one is asking for solutions. So it's a problems and solutions essay. So we have identified the essay. All right, so let's begin with the essay. So this is the question. Okay, and this whole is the essay writing. Okay, so we're gonna check one by one. So we'll check the introduction first, then the first body paragraph, then the second body paragraph, and then the conclusion. Okay, and at the end we'll try to give the scores. Okay, let's begin with the introduction. So I've just put question here. Okay, and this is our introduction. So let's begin. It is argued that globally urban life quality is being eroded by the increase in traffic congestion. Now see, the bad quality of life, the student have used the word eroded, so that's a good range of vocabulary. Okay, urban life quality, city life, urban life. So they have used a good vocabulary here, good paraphrasing done. Okay, and it is argued, again it's a good paraphrasing done. And now let's move on. Next one, in my opinion, people succumbing to comfort is one of the main causative factors. Now succumbing the factors means they cannot resist. They cannot resist the comfort. So this is one of the main problem, because they're used to such a comfort, right? That's a main problem for this phenomenon. And societies and government could take steps to mitigate the following issue, right? Now the student, let me just erase it all. Now if you have a look, students have very well done in the paraphrasing, like this one, urban life quality. Okay, with the cities. Okay, and eroded, it's a good word, so good range of vocabulary is being shown here. Okay, and then people succumbing. Okay, it's again a good range of vocabulary. The comfort zone means they cannot resist, okay, to the comfort zone. Causative factor, so this is the problem, and societies and governments could take steps to mitigate. Mitigate means to solve the problems, right? So again, good range of vocabulary is used, good paraphrasing is done. Okay, so in this introduction, okay, there's nothing major that we can see which will affect the band score. So far till now it's very good. Okay, so let's move on to the first body paragraph, in which the student will talk about the problems or the causes, right? So this is our first body paragraph. This is again the question I've written here, and this is the body paragraph, right? So let's start from here. It is reasonable to assume that an increasing number of individuals choosing to live a more comfortable life can be held responsible for the heavy traffic in the cities. Means the people who want to live, people these days, they are wanting to live a comfortable life. So this can be a major problem for the heavy traffic. Okay, so as explained in the introduction, that people are more used to the comfortable life, so the student is explaining the same reason, so it's really nice. And student is staying what he mentioned in the introduction. Okay, to elucidate further, okay, to explain further, again, it's a good range of vocabulary. Despite the availability of public transport, people still opt to purchase private cars for convenience reasons, since buses and trains could not reach the exact desired locations and further walking will be required. Okay, now it's again related to the comfort, that people are so much comfortable in their lives that they don't even want to walk even a little bit, right? They do not prefer public transport because they will not reach the exact location, okay, or they will not be picked up from the exact location, right? Okay, for example, statistics have shown that workers with higher salaries would buy their own cars rather than use public transport services. Thus, traffic congestion occurs as a result of the urban dwellers favoring simplicity and comfort. Now, students have given a good example saying that people with the higher salaries, they buy their own cars rather than using the public transport, right? So overall, this body paragraph is very well developed. So first student have given the reason, then have explained it, okay, and then have given the example, right? Now, if you have a look in this one, this body paragraph, now let's see what are the problems or what are the areas that a student can improve. So first of all, it's not a big problem, but still, traffic, and there's one more, the word traffic repeated, at one more time here, okay. And so these were the areas. Now, the connecting words. So cohesion and coherence is really well done in this one, right? So overall, it's a good body paragraph. Okay. Apart from this traffic. Okay, and they've also the student have also repeated this word in the introduction as well. Okay. So students should try not to repeat in the next body paragraph, but we will see how it is going. Now, moving on to the second body paragraph. Okay. So this is the question again. The second body paragraph C. As a first step, now student will be writing about the solutions or the measures should be taken. Okay, and in the introduction, student mentioned that society and government can take some steps to solve this problem. Now let's see. Government could establish harder driving tests and add multiple steps in process of receiving license, so that not everyone with massive financial resources could acquire the permission to drive. For example, in Japan, procuring a driver's license is a lengthy process, and therefore residents prefer to use public transport. Now, this is the kind of step that government can take, that they can make the process of getting a driver's license difficult, so that not everyone can get it easily, so that people will prefer more public transport. And students have given example of Japan, so that's really nice, right? By promoting and educating people about the environmental benefits of using public transport, government can mitigate the rise in traffic. Now, again, the student is saying that by educating the people, it's also one of the reason that, or one of the solution that government can take. So number one was this. Number two is this one, right? For example, government officials informing inhabitants, the good range of vocabulary, dwelling in metropolitan areas about the benefits they could experience if total private car usage is reduced, could be effective. Okay, now again, it's kind of educating the people, right? So even in this one, this traffic is used. Okay, now let's have a look at the link words, if the link words are there. So at the first step, okay, this one here, right? Well done. And now the next link word is for example in this one here. And the next link word is therefore. Okay, this one here. And again, example, right? So the reasons which are given here by the student are also explained, and along with the examples. So it's a well-developed paragraph. Now let's have a look at the conclusion. So in conclusion, this is the question again, is a conclusion. In conclusion, from my perspective, pursuing convenient methods could ultimately result in a worse quality of lifestyle, and authorities could introduce laws and campaigns to solve these problems. Means Pursuing convenient methods means, again, it's related to luxury lifestyle, okay, or comfortable lifestyle, okay, result in worse quality of lifestyle. And then authorities means governments, they can introduce laws, and campaigns means educating the people, right? So again, student have not written something new. Student have only mentioned what is being discussed in the body paragraphs in the both of it, right? So it's really nice to see this. Now let's go to the grading parameters. So now let's have a look at the coherence and cohesion. So in coherence and cohesion, the structure of the essay was good, okay, and it included, all the introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusions. So it was really good to see that, and it supported main points, okay, with explanations. As I told you that, student has developed the reasons really nice, okay. So it was done, and the linking words were used very well in both the paragraphs. The student could have used some synonyms, for example, for traffic, right? Traffic word was repeated many times, okay. So this was the only problem here. Now let's have a look at the task achievement, okay. With the task achievement, did student answered all the parts of question? Yes. Did student talk about, problems and solutions and everything? Right. Did students write more than, 250 words? Yes, the word limit was 257. Okay, we counted it. Okay, so that was good. The students supported the main ideas, with the examples and developed it? Yes. Okay, so that was good enough. Okay, the task achievement was good enough. All right, now let's have a look at the grammatical range. Now, grammatical range, student had used some complex and compound sentences, okay, which was good to see. And student did not make, any major mistakes in terms of grammar, like articles, conjunctions, prepositions, and all. So it was good to see that, okay. So grammatical range was correct. Now, lexical resource. Okay, student could have, used more variety of vocabulary. However, there was no spelling mistakes, but again, synonyms were not seen. So student need to work on the vocabulary thing, okay, and have to learn more synonyms to make it more better. Otherwise, overall, it was a good essay. Now let's have a look at this one. Let me explain you the repetition and all. So in this one, see, the student, what I've done is to explain, to give example, for example here, and for example here, okay. Like student could have used some other words, for example, to illustrate, okay, to support, to portray, because these are some words that, could have replaced, for example, okay. And, in this first body paragraph, student have used a link word which have repeated further, okay, and further. I mean, there are, I'm sure, many words, which can be used instead of further again. Student can write moreover, okay, additionally, okay, all the link words like that, okay, could be used. So again, the major problem of this student is a repetition, okay, of the link words and some vocabulary synonyms, right? Otherwise, overall, the essay is really nice. So this is an 8 band score writing. So I hope things are clear to you how this writings are checked in the IELTS. We'll be checking and comparing 6 bands and 8 bands writing in the next video. Okay, so stay tuned and please subscribe to YouTube channel. Thank you so much for today.